Well, this is the honor of a lifetime, no doubt about it. And I'm very, very grateful to the Hall of Fame and all the people who have been part of this writing journey. I'm pleased to have several of them with me tonight, including my wife and editor, Mary, and our son, and often the first reader of my manuscripts, Wesley. My journey began with nurturing parents who taught me Christian values and always supported my writing. When I was 10, my mother gave me Tarzan of the Apes by Edgar Rice Burroughs and set the stage for my writing journey. "You're a man of words," my father, a welder, told me many years later. When I was 14, my English teacher, Bob Bass, suggested I consider writing as a career. Little did he know that at that moment he had created a monster. I went home that very afternoon and began my first novel. He had given me what everyone needs, a dream. I pursued that dream at the University of Texas in Austin, where I majored in journalism and studied creative writing under John Watson, a noted fiction writer. Most beneficial was a conference course that you could repeat for credit. I took it 5 times because that was my college. In my last session of Dr. Watson, in 1973, I posed a question. Do you think I have what it takes to be a success in writing someday? Well, he replied, yes, I do. For one thing, you stick with it better than any other student that I know. Stick-to-itiveness. There's another word for that. Perseverance. And I'm going to give 3 examples of perseverance in my writing journey. In January 1974, my first month out of college, I isolated myself on a Central Texas farm without electricity or running water, and by the light of a kerosene lamp, fed a blank sheet of typewriter into an old manual typewriter, and began writing a novel that I titled Perseverance. It was based on my father's experiences riding freight trains in the Great Depression, a time that certainly called for perseverance. I completed it in 1975 and quickly began accumulating rejection slips, something every writer is all too familiar with. Well, when that draft didn't work, I wrote it again, and again, and again. I went through 4 partial drafts, 2 polishes, and 11 full drafts between other projects. It really dragged on for not only years, but decades. Why didn't I give up? Well, first I had titled it Perseverance. How can you title it Perseverance and not have the perseverance to see it through? But there's a second reason. Life is either a dead end or it's a journey toward hope. For my main character and for me, it's a journey toward hope. And that's not something to ever give up on. By the time Perseverance was published, 32 years had passed since that first blank sheet of paper by kerosene lamp. I had literally lived the title. I faced similar obstacles in trying to find a home for one of my nonfiction books. I went through 75 regional publishers. I'd been turned down by everyone and had no other firms to approach. At that point, I could do one of two things. I could give up, or I could change the title and start through the same publisher at the same time. I persevered and changed the title. The second publisher to reject the manuscript happened to be the 101st publisher or submission, the second time around. And this time, they jumped at it. Same manuscript, same acquisitions editor, different title. I persevered. The only difference was bulldog and determination. A third example of perseverance in my writing journey came in 2009, when I was commissioned to write an environmental history of the Pecos River from headwaters to Rio Grande. Well, I knew I was facing several years of intense research. And as a writer, I couldn't bear the thought of not writing for all those years of research. The only trouble was, I didn't have time to write. Or did I? Every day, I was making a 4-mile walk. So I took out one day, after a full day of research, with a paper and pen in my hand, and began writing a novel. I learned that I think better than I want to go. I guess the blood circulates. I developed a new metric for writers, which I think you'll appreciate, the writers in here. WPM. Words per mile. I found that I averaged 35 WPM. I have now written 7 novels, including the aforementioned The Big Drift, for which I have the good fortune of receiving the Spur Award of Western Writers of America. I put 1,850 miles to The Big Drift. Romans 5 says, suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Tonight, thanks to the Hall of Fame, thanks to my family and friends, and especially thanks to God's grace, my hope is greater than ever. Thank you.